looping left hand, and Peterson just basically went down from the accumulation that time into the ropes, brother.
So 2 knockdowns in the round. Logic tells you that makes it a 10-7 round and puts Ortiz in command on the scorecards.
And that's a big deal in a 10-round fight.
Absolutely. Particularly since in round 2, Ortiz looked very uncertain. Takes a big left hook from Anthony Peterson there. Ortiz's jaw gets a little bit better reviews after the 2 left hooks he's eaten in the last minute of the fight.
Well, let me say this, Jim. The reason that he gets a better review is because he's 9 pounds heavier than this guy.
Bingo.
This is what I used to love to do as a middleweight. I would come in the ring at 169 to 172 pounds, and if I could get a guy to swap with me, I had the advantage because I was 8 or 9 pounds heavier.
But Lamont Peterson is landing some solid blows, and if he stays in there long enough, it could be telling.
It could be. It could be.
Well, the spectators have certainly gotten more of their money's worth in the last couple of rounds.
Right. This has been more painful for the fighters and more fun for the fans.
That's right.
Peterson just has to stay composed here.
Oh, another straight left hand right on the button. And Peterson almost went down again.
Yeah, may have cut his eye there, too.
Good right hand by Peterson.
I tell you, he's game and he's trying his hardest to defend himself.
He is showing some guts because he's landing big shots even while getting strafed by Ortiz.
Yep, what you see here, though, is a big size advantage. The only reason Ortiz is absorbing these shots so well is because of that 9-pound weight advantage.
And there is blood flowing, streaming from the right nostril of Lamont Peterson, and blood from the upper part of the nose around the eye as well. Big left hook from Peterson.
He ain't gonna quit now. There's no quit in Peterson.
Some guys have trouble landing left hooks against southpaws. He is clocking Ortiz with it.
Peterson is not a big puncher in his own division. He's got 14 stoppages or knockouts in some 29 fights. But he's landing some good, clean shots on Ortiz, and Ortiz is handling it well so far.
Yeah, Larry, when you feel like you're at a disadvantage in this sport and you feel like a guy's much bigger, much stronger, you tend to punch a little bit harder than you're normally known to punch. Right. So he's throwing some bombs right now that if he catches Ortiz at the right time, he could sit Ortiz down too.
A fact of which Ortiz seems aware. Because even though he's dominated the last 2 rounds, he's still fighting with a high degree of caution.
He's doing the right thing because right now this kid is a little bit hurt. He feels a little bit of desperation pumping in. Not as bad as he did against Maidana, obviously, because he's taking his time and remaining poised. Maybe the lesson he got in the Maidana fight will help him here tonight.
Victor Ortiz is still only 23 years old. Logic tells you there's a lot to learn, but he's learned a lot in the last year.
It's a good comeback round for Lamont Peterson.
Right here at the top.
Toma la vacina. Toma el móvil.
Here's the Vaseline. Here's the
Pon el
Vaseline.
en el suelo.
That on the floor now.
Muy bien, buen round.
Very nice. Good round.
Quiero es que no me tire de lejos.
What I don't want you to throw too far away. When you bring your left in, when you throw your left from far away, this left, he wants to catch you with the uppercut, with his right.
Try to get to the body. If you gotta lock it up with
We mentioned Anthony Peterson, 1 year younger brother of Lamont, fights in the 135-pound weight class. The brothers are pretty much functionally the same size, but long ago decided while as amateurs that they would fight in separate weight classes so that they wouldn't ever deal with the subject of meeting each other.
All right, y'all, start moving.
When I asked Lamont yesterday about the difference between himself and his brother, he smiled and he said, Anthony is a slugger who will box if necessary. I am a boxer who will slug if necessary.
And you see he's slugging a little bit tonight just as he needs to do.
You think of the amazing deprivation of their backgrounds. Both were homeless as children. Both have had to rely on help from people in the boxing world just to more or less get back on their feet as human beings. And it makes it that much more striking that these are 2 of the most ready smiles, 2 of the most engaging people in the sport. Yep. They have no complaints.
None whatsoever.
Watch your kidney shot. Watch those kidney shots. Okay.
What Peterson has to do here is he has to land a big shot to keep Ortiz a little bit more honest. He can't let him keep coming at him like he's doing, because if he does, he eventually is going to catch one.
Keep those heads up, guys. Break.
Good shot. Good hook by Peterson.
Yes.
Break.
But 2 body shots by Ortiz. Good straight left hand by Ortiz. Good body shot by Lamont Peterson with the left hand. Right on the liver. Again, Ortiz taking it well.
Say break, listen to me. Go.
Victor's got some extra padding around the rib cage from those strong deltoids. Hard right hand by Peterson.
Yeah.
Right on the button, and there's Ortiz's improved chin again.
Yeah, he's having a better time hitting the southpaw with his right than the southpaw with his right than the southpaw Ortiz is hitting with his left. It's a quicker punch for Peterson, and he's snapping it in.
Yeah, he has to go to Ortiz's body a little bit more, though, to try to wear him down some, because this size differential will allow Ortiz to take Peterson's punches a lot better than Peterson can absorb Ortiz's punches.
Ortiz again digging the straight left hand to the body. That was a relatively uneventful round for both. Beautiful night in Las Vegas. If you haven't been here in December, come sometime. The air is clear, the streets are clean. It's a great time to enjoy the Party City. And Amir Khan making his first appearance here in Las Vegas. He hails from Bolton, England. There he is. And the man doing the pad work, of course, is his trainer, Freddie Roach. After the disastrous knockout loss to Bradis Prescott, Khan moved trainers, hired Roach, has been with him for 5 consecutive wins since that time. And a personal disclaimer here. I need to tell you that my production company has a partnership with Freddie Roach in the development of a television program for another network.
Bolton is right near Sheffield, where Prince Nassim is from. And Khan has become friendly with him, he told us. And that Nassim is trying to warn him about some of the pitfalls that he experienced when he became a star, primarily having to do with his lack of training.
Amir Khan against Marcos Maidana of Argentina in our main event coming up immediately after this. Power punches through the 5th round. Ortiz 43 out of 151. Peterson 22 out of 54. In other words, Ortiz has landed twice as many power shots. Harold, how do you have it scored through 5?
Okay, Jim. I got it 48-45. 3 rounds to do. Vicious Victor Ortiz. You know, Jim, that 3rd round where he scored 2 knockdowns is giving him a tremendous lead, because you had to score a 10-7.
Put it in. Put it in. You over the neutral corner there. You come here. I want some of that grease off. Wipe off the Vaseline.
Referee Vic
Keep that smooth
Draculich
to the skin. Thank you.
doing some housekeeping work in the ring here.
Isn't that usually the referee's job, Harold, to pick up the mouthpiece, not the fighter?
Most definitely. You know, the mistake they make is every so often the referee will put it back. That's the wrong thing to do. Let the corner put it back. Because if the referee shoves it back upside down, they're going to blame the referee for something disastrous.
This fight is only scheduled for 10 rounds. Emphasizing Larry's earlier point that the 10-7 round is a tremendous advantage in a 10-round fight. And I wonder if Ortiz has begun dancing, staying away, and fighting a little bit more cautiously because of the bonanza of the 3-point round.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think the jab is starting to frustrate him a little bit, and he can't really find an opening. See, a power puncher wants to punch when he sees an opening. He don't like to throw punches to set up an opening. And right now you see Ortiz not really throwing punches to set up or create an opening. He's just trying to look for the opening, and he can't see it behind the jab that Peterson's throwing.
Good shot to the belly there.
Another belly shot by Ortiz, and he tries to follow up, and Peterson dances away.
The way Peterson is moving, his body is going to be more open than his head.
Well, Ortiz here needs to swap, is what he needs, because if he can swap, oh, low blow. If he can swap, then his weight advantage can be, he can take advantage of that weight advantage he has on Peterson. But if he can't swap, he's not going to win the boxing match against Peterson. Peterson has a 5-inch reach advantage, I think.
Our corner interpreter, Jerry Olaya, passes along that while we've been watching Lamont Peterson's corner, Ortiz's corner has been telling him to relax and lay back for the last couple of rounds, and now they have told him to come forward and be forceful again. So we'll see. He does seem to be fighting a little bit more aggressively in this round.
Well, maybe the corner was taking into account that 10-7 round.
And I think they probably didn't want to run into a big shot because they know Peterson was hurt. They were throwing some real deadly desperation type shots.
So in other words, trainer Danny Garcia was thinking right along with you if he told Ortiz to be cautious about that.
Well, he was in a sense, but when Ortiz had the lead, he should never have let Peterson get back in the fight. Now he's allowed Peterson to get back in the fight. So he might have laid back a little too much.
But these, from my view, these are very hard rounds to score. Very few solid punches.
December 21, Tuesday, December 21, the premiere of Real Sports year-end roundtable discussion. Join Bryant Gumbel and the rest of the Real Sports correspondents as they discuss their favorite stories and most memorable Real Sports moments of 2010. January 29, World Championship Boxing ushers in the new year with a terrific matchup in the 140-pound division. This same division, fellow undefeated champions Timothy Bradley and Devin Alexander face off at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan.
Off the jab. Everything over top you're going to miss, but you're going to cut him to the shoulder, from the stomach to the shoulder, or the shoulder back to the stomach. You got me? You hear what I say? I need that. I need that, Carl.
And here you see Peterson throwing a 1-2, a jab and a right hook to the outside that landed flush on down the nose.